death. You! From the grave. Carver of crypts, the dancer of bones. Walk in dusk and shadow. Walk the path of bones. In our Lord's name. This is his blessing, his consecration. And you are his scythe. Go forth and reap! Gather yourselves! Soon we march to victory!
Can't conjure so much as a fireball in this thing.
Damn it all! Where is he?
No faces, only meat. Never think, never stop. Only chop, chop, chop. Chop, chop.
to be alive.
Descend, assemble. Obey. Liberate!
Don't burn yourself.
Tread carefully. We are very close to the source of the Absolute now. That telepathic storm has become a tempest. Mind flayers and civilians, side by side. This must be where they infect and transform those they kidnap.
This pod pulsates with the angry memories of Raven Guard's search officer, Manip Shurga. She laments her failure to locate him. This pod pulsates with the angry memories of Raven Guard's search officer, Manip Shurga. She laments her failure to locate him. You remember the shattered windows of Elturel's High Cathedral, the burning black sky of Avernus beyond. In its horror, the blood war unites you. Tiefling, dwarf, and elf alike huddle behind the shields of your paladin order, waiting for salvation. But when it comes, disunity, the returned city casts your people out. The devils who dragged them down to hell. In the end, it is not your paladin oath that is broken. It is your faith itself.
Brine pools, but empty of tadpoles. Unusual. Harvesting all the larvae indicates they are getting ready for something big.
A cambion. Stay back.
By Grazit's cock, it's about time you came! Thought you'd have figured it out by now. Now, enough sniffing around and get me out of this thing.
Do it, and I'll let Will off his leash. A devil always keeps her promises.
Your eyes turn to the control panel next to the pod. It has two devices marked with elithid symbols. The controls are open to your tadpole's command, to your authority.
Don't take long. They pop a tadpole in me and the hells will take Will for good.
Someone there?
Playtime's...
The controls are open to your tadpole's command, to your authority. The symbol's meaning comes into focus. Annihilate. You decipher the symbol. It's an illithid sigil, meaning unleash.
Hells! What's happening? What have you...
Your heart burns red hot, then goes hollow. A presence disappears from your mind. The hells have taken Will as their own. He is lost to the fires of Avernus.
Wasn't just her fate we decided. Will. He belongs to the hells now.
You decipher the symbol. It's an illithid sigil, meaning unleash.
Good work. I'd give you a gold star, but I'm fresh out. As for the pact... Clause Z, Section 13. If the Soulbinder consents to separation, she will release the Soul Bearer from all obligation within 6 months.
Oh, 6 months is a trifle. You barely read through a single bookcase in Candlekeep in such a time.
Ignorant thing. It's always the terms and conditions that get you. Not going to happen, but I do like your spunk. Right. I'm out of here. I need a long bath. I'll leave you to your very serious business. But don't you fret. If you survive this place, I'll find you. The pup will be needing me. Count on it. Oh, and ask Will how we met. I've loosened his tongue. It's real cracker of a tale. Ta-ta.
An illithid brine pool, but no tadpoles. Curious.
A brine pool with no tadpoles.
I applaud your taste.
Overly optimistic to hope there were never any tadpoles here? Thought as much.
A parasite, brimming with magic. Take it.
Well, hello.
You've seen much of the book, but its most powerful secrets are guarded by indecipherable glyphs. Without a key, they may be locked away forever.
Discern, faithful. We depart.
What's the story?
The moment comes. The absolute moves.
General Thorm was attacked. The order to evacuate given. You should not be here. I conclude you are one of the attackers. Trying to pull rank. And yet not a word of concern for our dear General. I shall present your bones to General Thorm.
Not design, but death.
The device releases a stream of fragmented memories and emotions, all that remains of the pod inhabitant's former self. Amusement, curiosity, fascination. He believed the horrors of Moonrise to be a fleeting dream that fade on waking. Though the pod is empty, traces of psychic energy still linger about it, and memories of its former inhabitants spill into your mind. You see the streets of Baldur's Gate, the emblem of the Flaming Fist, martial drills and courtly dances.
Save us.
You feel the courage of a soldier who became a commander, and the intelligence of a commander who became a duke. Ravengard was here, in this pod not long ago. You remember the shattered windows of Alteral's High Cathedral, the burning black sky of Avernus beyond. In its horror, the Blood War unites you, Tiefling, dwarf, and elf alike huddle behind the shields of your paladin order, waiting for salvation. But when it comes, disunity. The returned city casts your people out, the devils who dragged them down to hell. In the end, it is not your paladin oath that is broken. It is your faith itself.
A whole fleet of nautiloids. Here, on the Sword Coast.
Assemble. Liberate! Evacuate!
Tadpole's lashing around like a whip.
It's reacting to something down here. We should prepare to do the same.
No longer a background murmur. The presence in your mind builds to a roar.
We found it. The Absolute is behind this door.
You said it was under control.
It isn't you I answer to, Gortash.
There he is. The man who sold you to Zariel to live out your days in the Hells.
Oh, the general voice. Is this where we salute?
Salute, yes. With cleavers through his blood-starved flesh. How it crawls with failure, like flies on lick-wet carrion.
You forget yourself, Orin. I have played my part.
You've built an army for our masters, true enough. But what of the astral prison? A rogue true soul flaunting it under your nose all this time, and you ran from her.
Sure that they would follow and deliver it into my hands here. If you would cease these distractions.
The distractions have been yours, Ketherick. Perhaps we never should have dug your daughter up. So you haven't lost your edge. But you're still not as sharp as Orin, I wager. The Slayer against the Undying One. That'd be fun to see.
His crypt breath sings to my sinews. Again, again. But he must lead the murder march to Baldur's grave.
If the weapon is truly in your grasp, Ketherick, might I suggest closing your fist? Orin and I can wait for you no longer. The plan proceeds. We're going to the city, and we expect you to follow. Army and the weapon in tow.
The Edict of Bane!
The Lash of Thor!
Testament of Merkel!
An elder brain. One of the cruelest and most powerful creatures in existence. Enslaved by mere mortals.
Look at that crown. It radiates with power unlike anything I've ever seen. To have it. To hold. Oh, if only I could. But I can't. This is it. I must do as Mystra commands. What choice do I have? More than just a goddess counseled my courage. Whole worlds hang in the balance. I do trust you. More than myself. To end it? To struggle on?
There we are. It wouldn't do to fight in front of our guest. Behold, Duke Ravengard. The Absolute.
Helm preserve us.
You wag your word flap in vain, orderling. Once the worm holds the whip, your shredded flesh will serve us.
Now, it's really time we were going. We will empty this place and begin the march. You may catch up with the army once you've retrieved the weapon. And Ketherick, do try not to sulk. You're supposed to be the fearsome general come to conquer the city. And I am the hero who will save it.
It is time, faithful ones. March on Baldur's Gate. We go to prepare the way.
There you are, as predicted. What is it, I wonder, that draws one toward death like a moth to light? You could have run away, absconded with the prism. The one thing that could prevent me from fulfilling my destiny. But the lure of one's destiny is irresistible, isn't it? Perhaps you hope to learn your place in history before you are erased from it. A bright flash of clarity before the snuffing out. The very fact of your being attests to its power. Despite your infection, you resisted the brain here in the heart of its domain. What good is an army of thralls if they do not obey their master? Let us speak plainly. My Lord Merkel gave me the one thing I desired, the one thing no other god could grant me. My daughter's life returned. Her heart beating once more. For that, he asked that I serve as his chosen. Join Orin and Gortash to grow the cult of the Absolute, and then take control of it. He's never had a more devoted follower. I have fought great wars before, in the service of other gods and other powers. But for Merkel, I would condemn all of Faerun to death. You are all that stands between me and my destiny. And you have brought the prism here. I will kill you now. And then I will raise you as my servant. Yes. Join the army of the dead, true soul. Witness Lord Merkel's glory.
This is pointless. Ketherick is invincible so long as Night Soul is rotting in his cage.
Bamboozle them.
Incendium, speak!